Hi, good morning, team. So now we are going to continue our class. So guys, in the so today we are going to discuss one of the question which has been shared by one of you. Okay, so one minute. So this is a cognizant question. Okay, asked on 19 December. Let me remove this one. One second, guys. Okay, so now we are going to continue. So this is the question for the cognizant. So the very first question they had asked in self-introduction. So, guys, the moment they're asking the question, self-introduction means tell me about yourself, then what exactly you guys have to say. So, here, try to avoid telling the junk part. Try to avoid telling that you are the captain of your school team, college team, and winner of the uh, solo champion or winner of the race where you were running solo like that. Avoid telling that part. Try to say only technical things. It will be better. Okay. So what exactly your answer should be? So your answer will be, imagine that this is your resume. And so so you have to say, hi, my name is Vish. First you have to say your name, from which place you are, how much total experience you have, out of total, how much in the ETL, how much in the remaining. And then you have to say currently you are working in which organization. Okay. And then you have to say these all profile part in a shuffled manner. So what exactly your answer will be? So your answer will be, imagine that this is your resume. Then you have to say, yeah, hi, my name is Vishnu. I'm having total 5 years of work experience. Out of that, 3 years, 4 months in the ETL, and remaining in the things which you had mentioned in the resume. Currently, I am working in the ABC technology since 2018 to till date. Okay, I have a good experience on and hands of experience on SQL. I'm effective in the defect tracking and bug reporting into the bug tracking tool by using the bug tracking tool. I involve in the mind interest and learning the new concept with the skills and implementing experience in the waterfall model and the agile methodology, expensive good in the black box testing, white box testing, experience in the integration testing, regression testing for various application, well acquainted with the software testing life cycle, involved in the functional integration and smoke testing and the sanity testing. Okay, good knowledge on the data warehouse concept means these all part you guys have to say in a shuffled manner. Don't say line by line. If you will say line by line, they may feel that you are reading the resume or you have mugged up the things. Okay, and along with that, if you guys want, you guys can add few roles and responsibilities from the second project or from the third project. Make sure that your introduction should be minimum 2 minutes to 3 minutes. This is mandatory. Okay.
एकदा बी पार्टिसिपेंट्स कमी होतले जे म्हटलं तर लोक इथं विष्णूकडे
Sandhya, ಇದೆ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಿ. Now, so project process workflow. What is the project process workflow? It means they are asking about the ETL architecture. So guys, try to mention the question which they used to ask. Okay, because if you will use different words, the remaining people will get confused. Whoever have shared this one, try to mention on the same flow. Okay, so project process workflow. Technically, they're asking about the ETL architecture, means process workflow. Okay, so project process workflow, not your workflow. Your workflow means what is your rules, how you are working, what exactly you are doing. That is your workflow, that, or you can say process workflow. But the project process workflow means ETL architecture, you have to say. It means what? Means what exactly you are doing. So here you have to say here we. We means you are presenting yourself as well as developer, because it is project process workflow, not tester process workflow or developer process workflow. It means project for the project, both the team will be working. Correct. So entire part you guys have to say. In one line you can say you have to say the ETL architecture. So what is the ETL architecture? So here you have to say, here we used to extract the data from multiple file sources, then it will be kept into the landing area. From the landing area, it will be moved to the staging area. In the staging area, all the data cleansing process will be performed. Then the transformation logic will be applied. And finally, it will be loaded into the data warehouse in the form of data mart. Now, the third question is ETL testing workflow related question, initial checks. Guys, try to mention the full question. Okay, so let me extract what exactly this question says. Okay, means initial checks. Means they're asking about what type of testings you were doing. Okay, initial checks means maybe the person has asked in the interview, what are the checks you used to do for your starting the project or starting the work? So here you have to say that before starting any work, we have to make sure that we should have received the BRD document or SRS document or FRS document or STM document. If the test scenario is given, then that is fine. If it is not given, then also it is fine, because we can create the test scenario by our own self. Based on that only, we will write down the test case and we will make it process. Okay. Try to mention the question in a full manner, guys, because this says multiple scenarios. Now, question number next. All employees who earn salary more than their manager. Okay. So there is a table. In the table, there is a name and salary is given and manager ID is there. Okay. So they want to see the list of all the employees who are getting salary more than their manager. So I will come to the sequel. Let me open that one. Let it get open. Okay. Now consider one example. We will see over the employees table first. So this is my table, guys. In the running class, what we have discussed in the running class, we have discussed about by using the self join, get all the employee ID, employee's name, and their respective manager name. Correct. Employee ID, employee name, and their respective manager name. But here the question is they want to see all the employee ID who are earning salary more than their manager. Okay, more than their manager. Means maybe consider example that Anjani is working, Gauri is working, and Megha is working. Anjani is working as a manager. Okay, his salary is 5,000. Gauri is working as a senior ETL tester. Her salary is 20,000. Megha is working as a tester. Her salary is 2,000. So Gauri's salary is more than Anjani, means more than her manager. Correct. So They want to see the list of only those employees who are getting salary more than their manager. Okay, so Gauri name should come, Megha name should not come, like that, on the same manner. So here, for that guys, so in the running class, we have discussed the same thing as like a self join, get the list of all the employees who are getting salary, sorry, who are having a name and their respective manager name. So for that, we had mentioned select, you can say a dot employee ID, comma, a dot first name, comma, a dot rather than a, we will mention b, b dot uh, first name as manager. First, we will mention the same statement which we had mentioned in the running class. Okay, from employees, one space a, comma, employees, one space b. And at the last, what we had mentioned, guys? Maintain the same silence in the interview. Direct, you will
That
get offer letter.
it manager ID equals
Manager ID is equal to B,
Manager ID is equal to
B
Mhm.
dot
employee ID.
B dot
B dot employee ID.
ID. Okay. Semicolon. The moment we will mention, it will display. Okay. Wait. I feel that. Hmm. This one is spelling is wrong. Now you can see here what we got. So here we got the list of all the employees and their respective manager name. But here a little change is required. Imagine that if I will mention B dot salary also. B dot salary. Then what will happen? Salary column will also get display. Correct. So that is fine. Means this is the employees, this is the manager, and this is managers. Okay, B dot salary means manager salary, it will display. If I want to see employee salary, then I will mention A dot salary. Okay, wait, I will remove this from here because B dot salary means manager details table. So from the A table, A dot salary. Okay, the moment we execute, here you can see we got all the employees and their respective salary. Okay, now if I will mention over here manager salary also, B dot salary, then observe what's happening. So here, okay, B dot salary. So now guys, you can see over here, B dot salary as manager salary, I will rename. Now, so here, now observe what happening. So this is the list of all the employee ID, all the employees name, and this is employee salary. This is A dot salary we had mentioned, means that is the employee salary. B dot manager as manager. So this is the manager name. Okay, this is the employee. They are getting this much salary. This is the manager, and this is manager salary. Okay, so up to here we got. Now actual requirement is we don't want to see the list of all the employees. We want to see the list of only those employees who are getting salary more than you can say uh, more than their manager's salary, more than their manager's salary. Okay, so a little change we have to do over here. Column is fine. Okay, which whatever in the select statement we have to mention all the column name, whatever the column name we want to see. So here we had mentioned. Now, wait for better understanding. I will copy this one. We'll paste it down. So first in the select statement, we have to mention all the column name, whatever the column name we want to see. And this one we will go with normal join. Okay. So then we have to mention from table name. So up to from also because two different alias we had given. So from we have to mention. So up to here It is fine. In the select statement, we have to mention all the column name, whatever column name we want to see. Then we have to inform the SQL wherever A, what do you mean by A, what do you mean by B. So that is also fine. But here a little change we have to do. Rather than putting the direct one, okay, A dot A comma employees, they'll mention from employees A join. Okay, from employees A join B. If in the running class, what we have discussed, guys, if any of the condition we have used, if any of the statement we have used, okay, then we cannot mention where clause. We have to mention on condition, correct? So we'll mention on. On over which column? On the same column, A dot manager ID equal to B dot uh, uh, employee ID. So this one, what it will display? It will display the list of all the employees ID and their respective manager ID. So that too is fine. Now what we have to do? Now we have to see the salary. This salary greater than this salary. This salary should be greater than this salary. So we have to mention where. Sorry, where. Which salary? This column salary. This column salary is what? A dot salary, where A dot
is greater
salary.
B dot
Yeah, correct, correct. Go ahead.
greater
Greater
than
than, greater
B dot.
than B dot salary. B dot salary. Okay, that's it. Semicolon, executed. Now you can see these are the only two employees who are getting salary more than their manager. You can see Lisa. Lisa, her salary is 11,500. His manager is Gerland, his salary is 11,000 only. Okay. Ellen, his salary is 11,000. Ellen manager is Ilian, E-double-L. You can see, guys, it is a different. Ilian is 11,000 and Ilian is getting 10,500. So these are the list of employees who are getting salary more than their manager. Means entire syntax same to same which we have seen in the running class. Just at the last we have to put where clause, where A dot salary greater than B dot salary. Okay, no problem. Now anyone have any question? Anyone, can you please explain the syntax which is written over here? Try, because in the interview sometimes they used to ask, can you please explain the syntax which you have written? That's why. Anyone?
Yes, I go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, in the select statement, there are employee table. In the employee table, we use the alias name. As
Mm-hmm.
we take it as an employee A, employee B. There are two tables. We give the alias
Mm-hmm.
name. Then we select the whatever the column we record, like A dot employee ID and A dot first name, because we need to find the name,
Mm-hmm.
and A dot salary from the first A table. And in B table, we took the B dot first name as a
Mm-hmm.
manager name we mentioned. Then
Mm-hmm.
from both the table A, table B, both are employee table. We give the alias name of A and B. So
Mm-hmm.
in the because we need to join both the tables, so we are using the on condition here instead of where. So A dot manager ID, it will take the all the data from the table A manager ID and
Mm-hmm.
equal to B dot manager ID. We are joining both the table. So from in this condition, we get the manager whose manager is working. Then again, whose manager is salary is greater than the employee's salary. In these conditions, we use the where condition. So here, A dot salary means first table A salary it will take, and B dot salary is greater than B dot salary. So here, who are getting the more salary from their managers. From these conditions, we get the employees who are getting the salary from their more than from their managers. So from this we can get it.
Yes, that is the correct. Anyone else also who want to take the attempt? Okay, no problem. Don't take the attempt, but at least in the interview, take the attempt, guys. Okay, no issue. Now, the next question.
Sir, instead of using on, you can give the and condition.
No, and for both the conditions should get satisfied. Okay, on we are using for joining the tables. On is used for many, but here we are using the on for the conditional. Okay, and will be wrong approach. Now, question number 5. Using SQL query, using join to remove the duplicate value. Okay, we have a table, this table, and we want to remove duplicate values from the table. Okay, first I will create a table and then I will show you guys. Create table. ID name, location. One run India. Three times. Okay. 1, 2, 3, Ram India. In this table, guys, there is no duplicate value. For the reference, everywhere I will mention, I will insert some duplicate values. Okay, like 1 Ram India, 1 Ram India, 2 John, UK, select star from India underscore Japan. Now, guys, every one of you just observe the table. In this table, guys, we have some record. 1 Ram India, 1 Ram India, 2 John UK, 3 Hari China. So that is fine. In the running class, we have discussed, or in the interview session also, we have discussed how to remove duplicate values from the table. Anyone, can you please tell me the syntax for the same?
Delete from table name
UK underscore India.
where row ID not in.
Correct. Where row ID
ID
n-
not in
not
brackets
in.
open.
Hmm,
Select
hmm.
min row ID.
Select.
Min row ID
Hmm,
from table name.
hmm.
Group by ID. Semicolon.
ID.
Table name change.
After row ID, you
India.
close.
Row ID brackets close.
Okay.
India, Japan. In delete statement also.
Okay. Group by ID. Anyone want to make a cross check? Now, here you can see one row deleted. So this is one of the approach to remove the duplicate values from the table. If you guys want to see your record, here you can see. So here it is done. So that is fine. This is one approach. Okay. Again, I will insert some values in this table because the question is different. Now you can see in this table, we have some duplicate value, 1 Ram India, 2 John, 3 Hari, 1 Ram again. So in this table, we have some duplicate values. The question is, this is one approach, guys. The question says, by using joins. Okay, here they are very specific. SQL queries using join to remove the duplicate. Means they want you people to use the join to remove the duplicate values from the table. So what will happen? Initial step will be same to same. Okay, initial step will be same to same because we have to delete the some data. Okay, so here it is. Fine. Now, so row ID not in. Then we have to mention select statement. So we will mention select. And they are asking you to use join. Here we have only one table. So what we have to do? Same as like self join, we have to consider the single table as two table. Correct. In the self join, we used to consider single table as two table by using the alias. So the same thing. Here we have to mention the same thing. Here we had mentioned directly mean of row ID. So I will give a dot mean of row ID. Okay, and close the bracket. A dot mean of row ID. Sorry, mean of row ID. And then from table name we had mentioned. Correct. So we have to mention from ind underscore Japan. Okay, you can see in each all the steps going same to same. And here we are using, sorry, ind. And here we'll mention one space a. The reason for the same, a dot mean of row ID. What I am doing, the single table I am considering as two different table. One alias I will give A, another alias I will give B. So a dot mean of row ID from table name. From table name, and after that we are informing the SQL that wherever you see A in the syntax, pick the data from ind underscore Japan, because here we had mentioned A. So that is the reason. And then what we have to do, we have to use a keyword called join, because two table will be sorry, pardon, because two table will be joined. And then again, we will mention the same table name, Control C, Control V, one space B. Again, what I am telling that in the entire syntax, wherever I will mention B, wherever I will mention B, so pick the data from the same table only, from the same table only. Okay. And then wait, for better understanding, I will put in a next line here. Okay, and one space B. In the select statement, what we have done, so we have mentioned all the column, which column we want to see. Then the from statement we had mentioned. Okay, in the from statement, what we have to do, we have to mention all the table name from where we are picking the data. So that we had picked. Okay, and then at the last, we have to inform the SQL that which is a very common column in both the table. Okay, which is the very common column in both the table. So what we have to do, on based on any column, guys, we can perform because in both the table same to same table is there. So based on any table we can sorry, we can perform the join. Okay, now anyone, can you want, do you want to take the attempt?
Yeah, Vishnu. A dot
Hmm.
ID equal to B dot ID.
Okay, no problem. A dot id equal to b
B
dot
dot.
b dot id, fine. And then
Yeah, it will like give the common records. Then it will delete it down.
no, at least two, three columns required. A dot ID equal to B dot
Then
ID. That is fine. Maybe one somewhere one is Ram and one somewhere one is Tom. So it is not a duplicate value. Correct.
uh, then means we need to take all the column names.
Yes. Or that will be the better approach. But
Yes.
it will take a very lengthy. Okay, it will
Yeah.
go very lengthy. So we will take few, only few column, like ID column we have taken, and for the reference we will mention name column also we can mention, no issue. Okay. And a dot name equal to b dot name, because some columns we have to match it. Okay, the correct approach is we have to mention all the column. The correct approach is we have to mention all the column, and after that what we have to do, two column we had matched, and then at the last again we can mention the and row id. Row id mandatory, because for every record row id and row number will be different, guys. Okay, but for a dot row id is greater than b dot row id. A dot row id greater than b dot row id. Okay, that is the thing. And if we execute invalid mean, okay, mean, let me try with max. Okay, max is also let me make a cross check. Yeah, and it's fine. A.id rather than A.id. Delete from table name where row ID not in. Select A dot mean of row ID. Fine. From table name A space B on A dot ID equal to B dot ID. Fine. And A dot name on A dot ID equal to B dot ID. Fine. And let me try with
Where
the
condition
one
you
call.
want to use?
No, where we, because here already we have used on condition join keyword. Let me remove this one.
Oh, where the A dot word is greater than B dot word.
We'll try to check with only one column because row ID will be considering mean at mean place it is showing the error. Okay. And one more column if I mention and rather than ID if I mention location.
Sir, we can use and on A dot ID greater than
A dot
ID
no.
greater than B dot ID.
Okay, we'll take one more attempt with putting one more column. A dot location equal to B dot location. A dot ID. No, A dot ID will be same if I mention end of the date is throwing error for mean only. Mean of row ID. Delete from table names. Select this condition is getting satisfied or not. Here only. Row ID will be there.
We can use group by function because it's a create function. No?
Missing by
Group by is missing.
Sir, we need to self join or joins.
any join, any join. And here only it is throwing error.
Vishnu, we
If
can
I
do
remove,
A
if I
dot ID greater than B dot ID.
if I remove this one, without putting mean, and no need to mention this one. Eight.
In parentheses, you can root.
Sir, use and A dot ID less than B dot ID.
Mhm. That will be the same thing. A dot row ID greater than or less than, because same table is there. Just here somewhere we are doing mistake. Ah, now you can see we got it actually. Last time, if I'm giving the bracket, last time the bracket was there. And if I'm executing, then it is throwing error. Without bracket, if I'm going, yeah.
Vishnu, आपकी
Okay,
on condition.
bracket was the concern, guys, only. Okay, no problem. Here, now, every one of you, now observe the thing. So here we have, this one is the duplicate value. Correct. Now we want to remove the duplicate values by using joins. So here we have to mention this syntax. I will explain this syntax now only. Now you can see one row deleted. Now, if you guys want to see your table, we have to just mention select star from table name. The reason for the same last time why it was throwing the error, due to brackets over here for the row ID it was not supporting. No need to mention the mean or max. Directly we can mention. Okay. So here what we have written, delete from table name where row id in, where row id in, and then we had mentioned select a dot row id, means from the a table we want to see row id, because for this table what we are doing, we are considering this table, single table, as two different table. Same table, we are considering it as a two different table by giving the alias. So one time we'll give the alias A, one time alias B. So from the single table only, A dot row ID means from the first table, because for every table, row number and row ID will be different. So from the first table, IND underscore Japan. Okay, so for that we are giving two alias, alias A, alias B. Same thing which you guys have seen in the self join or in the joint topic also. That we can consider single table as two different table. So from the first table, here we are picking the row ID. From table name. From table name, one space A. It means what? It means wherever in the syntax you see A, pick the data from India underscore Japan. Then join India underscore Japan, one space B. Okay, the same I'm telling the sequel. Wherever you see B in the syntax also, then pick the data from India underscore Japan. From the B table, we don't want to see any column, so I have not mentioned, guys. Because in the select statement, we have to mention only those columns which we want to see in the output window. So only one column I want to see, so that's why we had mentioned. And at the last we had mentioned, which is the very common column in both the table. So the very common column, any column we can mention, A dot name equal to B dot name, because both the table are same to same only. Okay, so here better will be A dot ID equal to B dot ID, or A dot name equal to B dot name. So that is fine. So here we had mentioned one column, and for better match, Maybe name is same to same, but location is different. So what we have done? So for better match, we had mentioned b dot a dot location equal to b dot location. Multiple columns you can mention. The best approach is you have to mention all the column. Okay, but based on two column also, that is fine. And then at the last we had mentioned where and a dot row id means from table A, whatever the row id is there should be greater than b dot row id. So whatever the row id will be there after matching, because for every record there will be a different row id for same to same row id. Okay, so in this table, imagine that. Wait, I will execute, insert some duplicate value. So now, so first what will happen? So from this table, whatever the match for this row ID will be the same row ID 1, 2, 3 row ID for table A and table B will be the same to same row ID. Correct. For the same alias, but table 3 and 4. Table 3 and 4 will be the different one, because even though if we have a duplicate value in the table, then also we will have unique row num and unique row ID. So this row ID, A dot row ID, after merging these all column values, so these all name and location row ID will be match to match. But their row ID, whatever the duplicate value is there, based on name and location, based on name and location, whichever is greater, that will get displayed in the output window. So if I execute this one only syntax for better understanding, so here you can see one of the row ID is getting displayed. Okay, so if you want to see for which column it is getting displayed, you can just mention over here, comma, a dot id. Okay, now you can see in the output window, id 3. For the id 3, it is getting displayed. So this condition will hit the delete condition. Delete from table name where row id in this one. If there is multiple duplicate value, imagine that some more duplicate value is there. Okay, I will insert it for better understanding. And now observe the record. Now in this table, we have multiple duplicate values there. So this select statement, what it will do, it will pick all those row ID which is having more than or higher. You can see one row ID is this one. Again, one means three times it is there. Okay, so these row ID is duplicate. This ID is duplicate, and this is the row ID for these all values. 2 and 2 is there. 3 is also duplicate. So extra it is showing. It is not showing all, guys. If there are four, here it is showing 1, 2, 3 times 1 it is showing. May in the table 4 times 1 is there. Observe it. If it is showing 3, 1, sorry, pardon, 2 and 3. 3 times 1 is there. So for all here it is getting displayed. Okay. For all it is getting displayed. 1, 2, and this one. Okay, if ID2 is showing how many times? One time, two times, and three times. Observe how many times ID2 is there. ID2 is one time, two times, and three times. Okay, so that is the thing. So that is fine. Now, so this condition will pick all the values, all the row ID and the conditional values, whichever whatever condition we had given. And this one will hit where row ID in. This one will hit this condition, and the duplicate values, this one will hit the delete condition, and it will remove the duplicate values from the table. Okay, here too many values it is showing. Reason here I had mentioned a dot id for your reference. I had mentioned I will remove this one. Now you can see 5 rows deleted. If you want to see your record, you have to just mention select star from table name. So these all are the unique values which is available. So this is the syntax to remove the duplicate values by using join. This is the syntax to remove the duplicate values by using Windows function. Okay.
Between chat box, I have seen one. It is also work.
Delete from a.id on a. Correct. That too is fine. No issue. Okay. Now, question number next. To extract the domain part after @ symbol from the given address. Okay, no problem. more question is there. So at least we will cover till here, and the remaining we will discuss tomorrow because the time today doesn't permit. So now first I will create a table, we'll insert these values and we'll see. The question says from this table, to extract the domain part example after at the rate symbol. Okay, means from the given table, given data, we want all the domain in the another column. In the running class, guys, we have discussed all the from the given email ID, we want to see all the name in one column and all the domain in the another column. The same thing. They want to see domains. Now, for better understanding, first we will create one table ID, comma, name, comma, email. Okay, sorry. What are the values? Outlook, Rediff, and Hotmail. Now, anyone, can you please take the attempt how to get the domain and the name domain in the another column? What will be the syntax for the same? Guys, 8 a.m.,
Select
10 a.m. Yeah, select.
substrate. Substring.
No, 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 not you, Prasant. Not you. You are from the
Oh,
10 a.m. Others, which you guys have seen in the running class. 8 a.m. Where is 8 a.m. batch? Ah,
Select substring.
okay.
Of
Hmm.
email, comma,
Substring.
Bracket open.
Hmm.
Name comma. Uh, um,
Hmm.
One
Hmm.
comma in string.
Hmm.
Bracket open.
email,
Email comma address.
Hmm.
Bracket close.
bracket close.
Hmm.
So comma one.
No, no,
No,
no.
+1.
Plus one.
Hmm.
Bracket close.
Again, bracket close. Hmm.
Yes.
As
As
Hmm.
that only.
no, no. As name, comma.
Okay, no column, no
Okay.
problem, because the
Oh,
requirement is only for domain.
okay.
So for the domain, a little change I feel that it is required.
At the rate in a single unit.
Exactly. At the rate under single quote. Why at the rate under single quote?
Special character in string.
It is a
Yeah.
string.
Yes, because this is a string. Technically, it is a string, and non-technically, you can say all the character values and a special character values should be mentioned under single quote. For the numerical value, not required, but for the that value means is special character and character value, it is required. So that is fine. But here you can see we got something else. Vira at G, Vira at O, Vira at R, Vira at H.
Sir, after
Good.
email, you can remove that one.
Which one? This one.
Yes.
Okay, now it is fine. Now you can see, guys, here we got all the things. Okay, all the domain. Now anyone, any question, guys? Okay, silence means no question.
Sir, sir,
Mm-hmm.
sir, Pratibha, sir.
Yeah, Pratima, tell me.
Sir, last week I have given one interview to Cognizant, sir.
Mm-hmm.
She's asking about the requirements, sir. What type of requirements you are getting from the client?
Okay,
Actually, I have told business analyst will gather the requirement from the client.
no, wrong
I have
answer.
told this.
Wrong answer.
Yeah.
Business analyst will gather the requirement. That is fine. What type of requirement you are getting? Okay,
Mm,
you write down all the questions, share it to me. Definitely we'll discuss.
sir.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem. So, and remaining, okay, no problem. Remaining, every one of you whose classes are completed, okay, or project classes is completed, or half is also completed, 8 a.m. batch, especially. So, you guys have one question for tomorrow, not today, for tomorrow. What type of requirement you guys are getting? Okay, no problem. You guys have to tell me tomorrow. Okay, thank you all. And Pratibha, remaining
Sir,
also question
Vishnu,
you can share. I will discuss the thing. I will discuss the question. Yeah, Rudra,
Okay,
tell
sir.
me.
Vishnu, sir,
Mhm.
sir, it is Vinod sir, from ATM batch. Sir, class recording,
Uh,
some classes are missed. So,
yes. Some classes recording is missed because for those classes recording not done. The reason for the same is at that time we were discussing some sensitive things, so that is the reason. You guys have seen multiple times that I used to pause the recording for some classes, no recording because those things were not supposed to be get recorded. That's right. Congratulations, you missed the things. Okay.
okay.
Sir,
Vishnu,
Mm-hmm.
Vishnu,
driving.
still I have not get that interview class.
Okay, I feel that the link drive is broken. That's why the new updates which I am doing last week also I can see that it is not getting displayed over the link which you guys have. Okay, so
Yes.
yeah, correct. Because previous recording is getting loaded and the new recording is getting loaded, but it is not getting refreshed for your link. I will refresh it. Okay, and tomorrow in the class I will rectify. Actually, need to be get rectified. I will create a new link and I will share it. No issue. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, tomorrow in the running class only we'll do, and we'll make a cross check whether it is working or not. Okay. Okay. Now, Veera, the same thing. I feel that in the group also you had messaged, but I didn't message over there. So, but the thing is, those were sensitive classes. That's why, for those some classes, not some, more classes, those recording has not been done. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.